want to help people. I really do want to help people, but I think that what we have to come to an agreement and understanding about when it comes to building a business, and we're just talking about the front side of the business, bringing in people to become customers, is that you have to be very good at lead generation. I see a lot of people that are offering different courses, programs. They're talking about you can make a sales page and sell people from that sales page. And all of their stuff is correct in a sense. In a sense. The reason why I believe that the most important skill set that a business owner can either hire someone to do for them or do for themselves is to generate leads. The reason why is because you're going to be able to consistently be able to bring in people who are interested in what you had to offer, and then you will have the opportunity to be able to introduce them to yourselves and let them know that you're the right place for them to buy whatever product, service, whatever you're offering. But what I see a lot of people do is they're skipping over something that is very important, especially in today's world, in today's market. Look at all of the scammers that are out there. You might even think that I'm a scammer, and that's mainly because maybe you don't know me. Maybe you do know me. But if you do know me, then you would know that I'm not a scammer, because you'd be like, he's been in business going on 36 years. Started his first company back in 1990 with my wife. Started that company with only an investment of $500 that we saved. I was 20 years old at that time. And after 4 years of focusing on that business, my income was at $100,000, coming from being a security guard right out of the United States Army. That's my picture. I was in the Army for 2 years. Best job that I could find was at a local college, making $624.84 every week. $6. I'm sorry, I was making $6.25 an hour. My check was, I don't know. You add it up here. Let me add it up. That was a lot. We're talking 1990. So if I'm working, let's just say it was $6.24. I remember, and I got a quarter raise, but so 40 hours. So there we go. Before taxes, $249 a week is what I was earning, working 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning. That wasn't going to cut it. I had big dreams, no money, but me and my wife put together a plan, and we became successful. I'm not going to go into too much detail about how we did it, but we basically turned a $500 investment in a print advertising business for local businesses into $1 million company over the years. And it's made many millions of dollars. I closed down my operations in 2023 because nobody's doing print anymore. It's all online advertising. And I do consulting, and I own other businesses, but that's not important for this conversation. What's important for this conversation is that you are being fooled by people who say that you are going to just sell people right out of the gate. No, you don't know me, so you don't know if I was come to you and say, hey, I consult with companies, and my starting fee is $2,500 for doing 1 hour of consultation, or you can pay $100,000. First thing you're going to be like, why do it? Well, the reason why to do it is because I can make you, depending on your business, I have one client here just that I can come think about that has paid me $1 million, and I'm pretty sure he has made probably 20 to 50 million over the years. He was my client since 1994. Has paid me over just one client paid me over $1 million before we stopped handling print advertising and stuff. So that was before that time period. Now, but what's important is that even with me saying that, even with me, with my background, you could check me out, all of this stuff, you would still feel skeptical about giving me 2,500, 100,000, whatever the amount is. And the reason why is not necessarily because of me. I'm right here in front of you. You can come to my office here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'll invite you in, do, walk through like I just did for a furniture store. Did on paper right here, just for a furniture store. Wrote down exactly what I think he should do. And for me just doing that, that was $2,500 that he paid me. It's going to make, if he follows the directions, going to be able to make, it depending on how he pushes it, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's worth it. But let me tell you, this will be a good example. Let me tell you, the gentleman with the furniture business actually knew me from my print advertising business. And I used to talk with him and tell him way back in like 2008, 2010, what I was doing, that I was studying because I felt that online advertising was going to be the way, because it allows you to do something that walk in and phone and all of that didn't allow you to do, which was to generate leads. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. And his business was good at that time, so it didn't matter, if he said yes or no. Well, he didn't even have nothing to say yes to at that time, because I was just starting on really focusing on online advertising. I think it was 2008 or 2010 when Facebook was kind of moving up and opening up their platform, and Google and all of that stuff. And I would tell him, hey, I think that lead generation is going to be a big deal. At the time, I didn't really express to him because I could see that he wasn't really interested, and I didn't have nothing to sell anyway. I was still doing all of my testing and learning. But over time, this is what I've learned, is that the reason why generating leads first is so important is because of all the scamming that's going on out there. Even for him with the furniture store, he said that people scam people to come into their store with with fake prices and all of that stuff, fake stuff on mattresses that you wouldn't even lay a dog on. Like they were that bad, just to try to flip them over to make them pay more money. And he said a lot of that is going on out there in the furniture industry, and a lot of that is going on in all types of industries. And that's why it's important to generate leads. So if you generate leads, because I'm pretty sure if you have a business, unless you have one that no one else is offering, they're going to have choices. And the first thing they're going to make their choice on is price. But that's because they don't really have most business owners don't know how to effectively advertise and lead generate to be able to offer people their stuff at the prices that they want. See, this is the thing that I learned over time. It was a big lesson, is that you do not want to participate in the race to the bottom, like lowering your prices. Don't participate in that. Don't participate in that, because you could get one customer that will pay you what 2 customers would have paid, or 3 customers, if you kept lowering your prices. What you want to do is you want to raise the value. But how can you raise the value to someone when all they see is stuff out there at this sale, that sale, and all that stuff? That's why lead generation is so important. When you generate leads, pay close attention. When you generate leads for your offers, they come into your playing field. And if someone comes into your playing field, or you invite someone into your house, what do they get to see? They get to see everything about you. Just like you're looking at the wall in my office right now, you get to see some stuff about me. And the more you see, like if you came to my office each week, or over a period of time, you would say, I know Steve, I like him. Or you would say, I don't like him. And I don't know him. I don't want to know him. Either which way is fine. That is not up to us as the advertiser. What is up to us as the advertiser is to generate leads and to put together a process to get those individuals to know, like, and trust us. But you might be saying, well, Steve, how can I get people to know, like, and trust me? I can't be on the phone with them. If they don't come in, they're not going to know, like, and trust. That's why online advertising is so unique, and it has made it so easy for people, if they just take the time to put together the processes using email, text, chat, whatever the tools that are out there that everybody talks about, that it just flies over most people's head. You're using them when you go to companies' websites, Verizon or DirecTV. You're interacting with all of this stuff on the phone with AI agents and all of that stuff, and you just let it blow over your head like it doesn't matter. What I've learned is that when I first started utilizing email, like I fought for a while, so I understand it. Because I didn't want to put all them damn emails together. I had the autoresponder, but I didn't even want to put all the stuff together. And this, we're talking way, way back. Now, all you got to do is get it, and they have AI inside of it to help you write your emails. That stuff didn't even exist. So there's really no excuse other than laziness. There's really no excuse other than laziness, or you just don't know how to do it. I understand some people are not technical. So if you're not technical and you know what to do, you need to hire somebody to do it, or you're just wasting time and your business could be off and running if you just got it done by someone who knows how to do it. As a matter of fact, when you pay someone who knows how to really do it, it gets done right. It gets done in a shorter period of time so you can start pushing your product or service out to the market to allow people to start knowing, liking, and trusting you. Because that's what's going to be the huge difference. So with all of the stuff that they got out there, one-page websites, this and that, all of that stuff can work. But it's only going to work if somebody gets to know, like, and trust. It is very rare, even the best direct response marketing companies that are out there, the best copywriters that are out there, they're going to be at about 1 to 3% conversion rate. And if you're not experienced on that for 1 to 3%, and the reason why they're able to even survive at 1 to 3% is because they have all of these upsells in place. But you can't put the upsells in place, because if you can put the upsells in place, that's going to take some work. That's going to take some programming of your upsell funnel. So that's what I'm saying. If you really want to push your business, the thing that you got to do first, if you don't want to overwhelm yourself, is to run ads, generate leads, follow up on your leads with automation, whatever you choose for automation. And then you have them go to your sales page. So even at that 1% or less than 1% closing rate, guess what you get to do? You get to remarket to them. While you're remarketing to them, they're going to know, like, and trust you more. When I did that, when I put that in order for my credit repair company that I also own, when I put that in order, I started getting people that would purchase after they received 3 emails from me. I only put 5 emails together, or 5 or 6 emails together, and I had one go out every 3 days. So I was like, if I have them go out after day, then I'm going to run out real quick. And over time, I extended that to over 60, 70 emails that would go out over 3 days. And when people purchased that product, sign up for the service, it would take them off of the lead list and put them on the buyer's list. And then we would try to upsell them with other stuff. But when I did that, I started getting people that would order on their own without talking to my sales reps. And what I did today, I just had a few orders come in right now that my sales reps for my credit repair company, I don't even have sales reps anymore. We do everything with self-service with clients. So they go to our website, see what we had to offer, and they sign up. And I just had someone sign up, and I was just like, well, let me go see when this person became a lead for my company. Like when, just to kind of prove it to myself that this whole system works. And when I went into my autoresponder, which is where I keep all of the leads, and it does the follow-up process for me for email, this individual became a lead July 2nd, 2024. What is today? September 9th, 2025. So if I was just advertising, yeah, he might come to my page. But what made this unique is that every 3 days, got a piece of content email to him about what we've done for people, how we can help them, results, all of this stuff. What do you think that does to the individual over time? They get to know, like, and trust, and that's done all by automation. All by automation. And also another thing is that you can send messages in ways that you can't advertise on the platform. The platforms have a whole bunch of rules, restrictions, regulations, things that you can say, how you can say it, stuff like that. When they become a lead and they're in your email follow-up and you email back to them, you can actually speak to them like you would speak to any individual. And that's what I became a pro at. So thank you for your time. What I want you to do, let me know what business you're in. Let's just get this. I want to get this channel moving. My other channel, the Credit Repair Shop, I'm getting close to 100,000 subscribers on my other channel. But this channel here, Stephen A. Williams, Making Money with Stephen A. Williams, is all about helping you figure out how to, number one, make your business successful. And, if you haven't been able to get your business off the ground, how to get it off the ground. When I started my business back in 1990, it took me 8 months of pushing hard, working 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning when my wife and I started our publishing business. We did not go to school and get trained in it. We self-taught ourselves how to make ads, use software, everything. And stuff wasn't cheap and as readily available like it is right now. We're talking 1990. Some of you maybe wasn't even born back then. But within 8 months, I was actually able to quit. I could have quit my job earlier. I remember the conversation that my wife and I had on the phone. She was like, "You need to quit that job. You're making more money with our business, but you need to quit that job." And I remember I was afraid to let it go because it was like, that's something that's for sure. But I had to let it go. When I let that go, my business just flew. After within 4 years, I was making over $100,000 in my business, and I'm at the age of 24. Imagine a 24-year-old where people had told us we were crazy. Why don't you go and get a real job? All of this type of stuff, and we were making $100,000. All of those people just disappeared. They shut up, and then over the years, as we grew that business and were able to get employees and delivery drivers driving to the stores, bought a office location, like all of that stuff over the years, and being able, like, at first we had to be able to pay ourselves and then to be able to pay people to work for us, to where if we didn't want to, we didn't even have to be in the business, but obviously we loved the business, so we were in the business. That is huge. That is huge. And then to be where I'm at now, at the age of 57, I just enjoy coming to the office and speaking to people and letting people know how they can, start a business and grow a business. I just like doing it. That's what's inside of me. I've always wanted to help people. In YouTube, I told a funny story at one of the, we did a workshop some years ago, and I had talked about that in my car. I used to live about an hour away from where I worked at with my publication business. About an hour drive there and back. Hour there and an hour back, so 2-hour drive. And I used to talk to myself I used to pretend like I was in front of an audience, just talking about business, talking about all types of stuff. And that's where I got my training to be able to come on YouTube, is that I did it in my car. That's the funny thing. I did it in my car. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people that are naturals at doing it, but that was where I learned to just be able to just say it and talk to people. So let me know what business you're in. I'm very interested in learning, and I want to get this channel moving. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube.